Welcome to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. I am your host, Leah, and with me today is Devil Dog, Devin.
Hoorah! You think I broke?
Did I get your name right? Because I was like looking at your name tag.
Well, yeah, I wore the name tag because I look so much like Santa Claus. I didn't want people to be confused.
Well, that is really good of you.
Yeah.
That's to help him.
What?
That's to help him so he knows his name.
It's a Marine thing, you know. They gotta.
That's right. Yeah.
What's my name again?
I didn't want to be.
He's special.
We've already got somebody else talking in
I
here.
know.
Who the heck
Who is that? Go ahead.
So I can tell you for a fact, I know this man has very poor judgment because
He hangs out with you.
He hangs out with me on a pretty regular basis. This is my buddy Steve Wright from the Food Line BGR program.
No, Food Line BRG.
BRG. I always get the letters mixed up.
Well,
you know,
that's why you have a name tag.
See, immediately the guest starts giving me hell.
He knows you well.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah.
I've been at Food Line's corporate office a little over 30 years and joined the Food Line BRG back in 2020, I believe.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What does a BRG stand for?
Business Resource Group.
Business Resource Group. And how does that directly impact veterans? I mean, I know that
Our group is put together to not only help our associates and their families, but also get involved with outside organizations like y'all's to not only help regular people in the community, but also our group is focused on helping veterans in the community. And that's why we love volunteering with y'all to help our veterans that need help and deserve it.
And by y'all, of course, you mean Purple Heart Homes.
Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
Right.
Purple Heart Homes.
That's right, yeah.
and Devin.
And Devin. I need a lot of help.
Yes, you
We
do.
love Devin.
Special help.
That's why I hang out with you, so I can try to give you guidance.
I don't know if that's working out so great. Are you giving me guidance or am I bringing you down?
Might be a little bit of both. I don't know.
Yeah. How does Melissa feel about you hanging out with me?
She checks on me often.
Yeah,
especially when she might leave early where we're at, and I get home. Are you okay? I know Devin was there. And
yeah.
Checks your mental health.
Yeah, a lot. And that don't always involve you, but
well, you know, you. Let's not insult the guests, right?
Yeah, you invited me.
I did invite you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank you.
the opportunity.
Yeah, you've really been our main resource over there at Food Line for basically the entire time we've had an organization. For 16 years we've been here, and I know that you've had contact through Paul Cockrum, and you went to school with Paul, didn't you?
Did not go to school, but I've known Paul throughout the high school where you run around in the different cliques and all that. I knew him, but didn't really know him close until after high school. And we started running to some of the same people and same cliques. And me and him became really good friends. And now I look at him like a family member because he was there for me, really supportive when I lost my dad in 2013. So him and I became really close.
Wow. And your dad was a veteran.
Yes, he was. He was in the Army as long as I can remember. When I was growing up, he was in the Army Reserves. I don't know if he ever was active. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he was in the Army Reserves ever since I was born. And all my uncles have been in the Army, and my brother is still in the Army and has been in since '84. He's in for 40 years this year.
40 years? Good Lord.
I couldn't make it that long. I made it 27, and I was like, done.
I didn't even know you could do 40 years. What?
Well, let's see. He's 3 years older than me, so he's 58. They were probably going to push him out by 60 anyway, but he was in it during the good times where you could really get on the recruits and
whip them into shape.
What is his rank now?
Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
Sergeant Major. Did you hear my phone go off? You know, I do this for a living, and I can't
vibrate.
Vibrate. Yeah, vibrate. Yeah, wow. I'm so.
Mine's over there on Do Not
Yeah.
Disturb.
Oof.
Name tag.
Mine's over here on the floor.
And I'm the content development manager.
And
You
half
think I
the
would know
time you're
better.
like, Leah's your phone off.
Yeah, I know, right?
All the time.
Did you turn your phone off, Steve?
Mine's always on vibrate.
Oh, yeah, always on vibrate. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm not that smart, so.
And we go back to him. You have a name tag.
I always love it when guests answer, Devin. I do.
I get a little lost when the guest starts firing off.
I know,
when
'cause
you
you're like
make fun of me, it kind of makes sense. But you work with me.
I
every
work
day.
with you, so
Yeah.
it's like normal. Like, yeah, when a guest is like, you fumble. You're like,
I don't think I'm going to invite people I know on the show anymore. I think that's
No, it's great for
Steve,
me.
You messed it up.
Well, I'm the
for everybody
last
else.
hoorah, huh?
You're the last hurrah. Yeah, there's no way that anybody else that I actually personally know
I
is
could
getting on the
probably
show.
talk to John and make it back.
Whoa.
I could probably talk to John and make it back.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
you probably could. Yeah. So we've got about 2 minutes till break. And is it BG? It's BRG?
BRG.
BRG. Why can't I get that right?
Well, you're trying to use the alphabet correctly, but
I was thinking
it
the
doesn't
same
work for
exact thing.
BRG.
I was thinking the same exact
See, she and I were on the same wavelength.
Oh,
I
my
can't.
Lord.
I can't. I'm sorry.
So this is just going to be make fun of Devin hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tis the season.
Yeah, I have no idea what my question was. Thanks a lot, Steve. That's
Well,
awesome. Yeah. You've
What I do.
You do.
Even Joe's
He does-
over there
he does
enjoying
this,
this.
like
Joe's like,
on a weekly basis. No, your BRG
There you go.
program.
Yes.
And one of the things that I know that you've been doing is we've got all kinds of events and tournaments and things like that. And you always make sure that we are well supplied with hydration materials. Like, yeah.
Well, when I joined the BRG, I was already a part of some of the events that y'all done. And so my main focus, since it's a local program, unless somebody told me different and there's some other programs out there we could find, PHH was deep in my heart, and my focus was on being sure y'all had what y'all needed for any of the events y'all have coming up. I mean, we got a good budget and we spread it around as much as we can. But again, I want to be sure y'all get what y'all need, especially for what y'all do for the veterans in the community. And y'all actually y'all are statewide though, correct? How many chapters do y'all have now?
We're nationwide.
I meant nationwide. I don't know why I said statewide. Nationwide. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Maybe I need a tag.
No, don't worry. I'll write it in crayon for you. Well, you've helped us not just around here locally in Statesville, but across the state. And I know Food Line's a pretty big organization.
Yeah, we have 1,109 stores in 10 states with 82,000 associates.
wow.
Holy smokes, 82,000 people.
Yep.
Well, I know we're getting ready, come up on a break. The producer's giving me the sign. He's counting
You
me
are
down.
off today.
I am so off.
You are just like
I
not
think
on your
Steve's
game.
got me all discombobulated. Why don't you do some more talking? That's what you're supposed to do. We picked you out just so when I got discombobulated. You know what, guys? I'm on a rant. I need a little break, a little breather. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together. Just catch up with us after the break.
Okay. Bye. And welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. In case you missed it, our lovely guest has been just ragging on Devin, and I am enjoying it tremendously.
Yeah,
And he's
great.
still
You've
trying to get
enjoyed
it
it a
back
little
together.
too much.
Oh my gosh, it's great. But question, are you ready for Christmas?
I am ready for Christmas. I'm
Yeah?
all. I got my Santa Claus hat on. I wore a green shirt. We had the Christmas party today.
We did.
So I wore a dress shirt, but I wanted to be festive. Yeah.
Yes.
I even tucked it in my pants. Yeah. I could do
Put
that.
your shirt in your pants.
Yeah, my shirt. Yeah. What'd you think I meant? Oh God, is that safe to say? I don't want to know what you thought I meant. Leah, this is a family show. Is it a family show? Joe says it's not a family show, so we can talk about it.
I can't.
Hence the logo.
Yeah,
Devin.
Yeah, I'm gonna get fired.
Me too. Leah, you are done.
And you changed the
I did
lighting
change the
during
light.
the break.
I
So-
love the purple because it does represent it.
Yeah.
I was like, it's Christmas. Let's just do
For-
something festive.
those of you in radio land, we have this beautiful lighting in the background now with the LED lights. And this in the new studios at Purple Heart Homes Studios here at 755 Washington Avenue in Statesville, North Carolina, the headquarters of Purple Heart Homes, where we're assisting veterans every day. And now we can actually do our regular job and walk right across the parking lot to the studio. It is separated because they don't like to put me too close to the other
said regular
employees.
job as if he has one.
Well, my job is to run my mouth for a living.
I saw your sign on the wall.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What did that sign say?
I put that up there.
Yeah, what does it say?
It said, oh gosh, please don't talk to me. I could talk for 2 hours and not get any
And
work
realize
done.
I ain't got any work
something
done.
like that. Yeah. She put that on my window when I went to lunch or
Because we
bathroom
had
or
just
something.
talked about that. You and I could literally talk for 2 hours and ramble.
And just completely ramble and like ignore guests.
Just like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But
hi,
before
Steve.
Hello.
Yeah, I forgot you were there. We've been talking to Steve Wright from Food Line
BRG.
GRG. Why do I keep saying GR? Yeah.
Because you're trying so hard to do your
I want to do the alphabet. I want to do the
Joe,
alphabet.
can you just get a marker and write it?
Can we get like what do they call that when you're the teleprompter?
The teleprompter.
We need a teleprompter. Joe, I need a teleprompter. Is that in the budget this year?
Well, it sounds like you only need it today.
Just today,
Or is there other days that he
There
really needs
are
it?
other days. You clearly don't listen to the show. I always need the teleprompter. I don't know, man.
Well, now I know when it comes on.
There you go. There you go, Devin. Joe hooked you up.
So I hang out with Steve like once a week for the past I don't know how many years, and he doesn't even know what time the radio show that he is on right now it comes on.
No, I do not.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do a better job advertising.
Well,
that.
maybe you should just catch it on YouTube, and that way you can watch it.
And when does it come on, Devin?
I hardly ever pull
3
up
p.m.
YouTube.
Thursdays on WSIC, or you can catch it on YouTube, drops at the same time, Facebook, all them places, wherever you get your social media, those kind of things. Yeah.
Instagram or not Instagram?
We definitely, I think there's probably a link on Instagram. You can definitely catch the shorts of us acting like idiots.
I caught that the other day.
Yeah. Mostly me acting
That
like an
comes
idiot.
easy for you.
Yeah. Well, wow. See, we're not having Steve on anymore. Hey, how about we talk a little bit about more
Yes.
how you've been helping us
That's what
out with
we're
our
here
events. I think I called you at the last minute. It was a few months ago. We had our Take That Hill event.
Yes.
And I needed some water and some coffee, and I wanted canned coffee, but you and
Not me.
So
We got you in contact with the center store, and
you did.
maybe
You got
they
me-
took it differently, and you did not get cans.
So here's something that I discovered through the age gap of certain people. When I say cans of coffee, I'm thinking like a can, like
the old
that you
school
get it-
Folgers metal can. that you
No,
put a
I'm
scoop
thinking
in?
you go into the convenience store and it comes in a can. And because I never drank coffee when it came in a can. Those are plastic tubs. Those are plastic tubs of
They
coffee.
used to come in
They used to
cans.
come in
They
a metal
did used to
can.
come in
Yeah.
can, but I'm
So what
So
did
what
you?
I might be a
happened?
little younger.
So
And
what did you get?
I got exactly what I asked for, which are I said cans, which a can of coffee is a tub of coffee. And we
Okay.
got so many of those. Oh my gosh, did they deliver? There was like 12 cans of coffee, but it turned out okay because immediately the next week, I think Hurricane Helene hit.
Helene happened.
And
Exactly.
we even
Mike could always use it.
absolutely. So they did not go to waste. Thank you for
You're very
making that
welcome.
happen, though. But you
yeah.
still, you delivered 2 pallets of water, I think, and
I think it might have been 2. Yeah.
yeah, and all those people
It's
riding
one
in
of the
that.
biggest needs I feel, not one of the biggest needs y'all need, but that's one of the biggest things we can do for you on a pretty quick turnaround is be sure you got pallets of water. I mean, sometimes it's hard depending on, like you say, if you have a natural disaster or hurricane season per se, water goes pretty quickly, but usually ship it to.
Joe, for those of you who don't know,
the BRG
Joe-
program can provide. For
Joe
us.
is back there holding
Yeah.
the sign for Devin.
I mean, Food Lion is a partner of Purple Heart Homes, but we do a little extra for y'all just because that's what our BRG is about, the veterans and military. And whether you're active or veterans or your families, just any way we can help y'all or the families in need, just we do what we can.
Yeah, you've been doing that for a long time, and you mentioned personally you participated in our events. Like I think you go to the golf tournament just about every year.
Yeah, I've been in it every year except maybe one. I still have a picture at home. I think it's on the wall of my dad. Got to go to one of the events, and
Oh, that's awesome.
got him in the a picture of him shooting the golf ball launcher, AR-15 golf ball launcher. Love it.
Oh man, yeah, that's one of the cool things that we do. If you happen to be local to us in North Carolina, we're based out of Statesville. We have golf ball launcher. I can't remember what hole we typically do it on. It's usually the same hole, right? I don't know.
I know which one it was out at Lakewood. It was number 11.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't really matter what number it is, but describe what that thing is.
It's a standard AR-15. You use a blank in it, and it has a suppressor on the end that actually is made to fit golf balls. Aim it, shoot it, use it for your drive. It's awesome. It makes a bunch of extra money for Purple Heart Homes, and I think it's one of those things that brings attention to the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Or even if it doesn't, when you start hearing it while you're playing, and like, oh, I can't wait to get to that hole. And even if it costs you another $20, it's for a good cause. You throw your $20 in, and you shoot the golf ball launcher, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So if your drive game is a little weak, you can.
Yes. I need to put one in my bag for every hole.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
how's your drive game, Steve?
Well, sometimes Mike might go a little bit further right. The AR-15 golf ball launcher can fix that just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I bet you can shoot a little straighter with that. Yeah.
But you still gotta test the wind a little bit.
I've heard some of the pros can actually out hit the golf ball launcher.
Yes,
there.
at the last tournament y'all had this past spring, the long drive champion was hitting some golf balls that just make you sick to see somebody hit a ball like that.
Dude, he was whacking them.
Yes.
Yeah,
The one he did do the one in the chair was on his knees when he hit that one, and I believe it was like almost 400 yards. I'm like, must be nice.
400 yards.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of that. I had to go to another event that we had that was a private one. And
Okay, I was going to say, I know you wasn't working, but
are you?
so
We can't all have a fun
I think
job.
I've showed up more here lately than you.
Wow. Well, isn't that part of your job being on the BRG?
Look at you. BRG is extracurricular from my normal job at Food Line.
So that's actually not really part of your job. You just
No, that's volunteer.
Yeah.
They have, don't quote me on the number of BRGs we have now at Food Line, but we have several different BRGs that you do not have to have any connection to it. Like for a long time, people would ask me, they wanted to join, but I'm not a veteran. Can I join? You don't have to be a veteran to join. You just got to have the heart or will to want to just join that and realize what you can do to help somebody else out in the community.
absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on particularly, and not just someone from Food Lines, because I know that you have a heart for veterans, and you do have a connection to them. I mean, you talked about your family is there, and that's something with Purple Heart Homes we're always trying to drive it forward, is that just because you didn't serve doesn't mean you aren't connected to those who did.
Exactly. I mean, you might have a friend or a family member that knows a lady or a man that has children, and their spouse, vice versa, is gone.
Absolutely.
That still don't mean you can't be there for that person.
Right.
It affects everybody in the community more than you know.
I know we've only got 1% of the population that served. So in all likelihood, I mean, if there's 100 people out there listening, 99 of them probably didn't serve, but their mama, their brother, their sister, their daddy,
Exactly.
your neighbor, the guy that's bagging your groceries.
Exactly. And we push, and we're wanting to push more this year, trying to get more veterans into our association, whether it's a retail, corporate office, or whether, and give, they need an opportunity just like anybody else.
That's wonderful that you have.
And
a
if you
veterans
look,
program.
we, at our last event, we had, the military has more connections with the corporate world or outside world than you realize when it comes to business.
Absolutely, it
that
does.
can transfer outside of the military to business.
Hey, we're going to have to put a pin in it right there, Steve, and we'll talk a little bit more about that and when we come back from these messages, and maybe I'll be able to say PRG. And we're back. That's right. Oh man, I just blew out our producer's ears. If you're listening to us on the radio, poor Joe. And for all of you listening and watching in YouTube land, thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe,
Share.
Yeah, share. Yeah, share. I always forget the share one. Yeah, just like yeah.
If you want to know what we're doing, you can always go to phhusa.org.
Did you forget phhusa.org? How did you forget phhusa.org?
I know, I write it all the time.
Yeah, you should always remember, go to and visit phhusa.org where you can find out more.
What we're doing for the veterans.
That's right.
You can
Find out
go
everything.
get her
every
little
day.
lanyard now.
Oh, yeah, I'll
there.
put it on your lanyard. Yeah, that's right. Steve's got a good point.
I'm going to need a name tag now.
Maybe you should work for Food Line, then you would know.
I did work for Food Lion.
Did you really?
I did.
No
I was
kidding.
yes.
When was this?
1996.
Oh no, I'm making.
That's okay. I
Leah
started in
date herself.
93.
No, actually, I started there in 94. But I worked at
when you were 2 years old.
when I was 2, yes. When, like kids actually started working at 16 and never stopped working.
I had a full-time job by the time I was 6.
But I worked at the
Smoking
two
a pack a day.
I worked at the 2 in Mooresville. I worked at the one in Huntersville and the one in Denver. Yeah. I was
good
customer
Lord.
service. I was a
They
CS
moved you
customer
around a lot, or you're.
ASM customer service manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And then I went active duty after I.
Doesn't that mean you're a problem? Like if they move you,
You know
from
what's
store to
so
store?
bad?
Steve, if they move you around a lot, you're a
no,
problem, right?
no. It was because I was so good
Right.
that they moved me to help
Right.
other stores.
Well, they move store managers around
But
a
it
lot
got
too, just
so
because
bad. I
they
got
need to, or because they're good at their job and
Thank
want to
you.
make this one a store. Let's bring this one up to where this other store was. So yeah,
Yeah, my dad did something like that. He was a store manager for like 20 years. Or
yeah.
something
See, I
like that.
started in '93 in loss prevention, but I've never worked at the retail store.
Have you not? No kidding.
Don't do it. I'm not saying. I'm telling you, I got so involved in my job.
Are hard to deal
no,
with,
no.
right?
I was so involved in my job and so passionate about my job that I remember one time I woke up and I'm scanning my pillow across as I was that involved.
Oh God.
That committed.
I can't say I hadn't woke up in the middle of the night or when I get up in the morning. I've dreamed or been thinking about something for work about I need to buy this or I need to do that or I need to transfer this. Yeah. Waking up thinking about poultry.
Oh yeah, that's right. You buy all the chicken for all.
Yeah, I'm the
Food Line,
commodity
right?
poultry buyer there and been doing that probably for I think about 7 years or so. Been buying the chicken
Oh my gosh.
for all the stores up and down the East Coast. Yeah,
Up and down the East Coast, and so how many
Yeah.
stores is that?
like I say, 1,109 stores,
Oof.
10 states, 6 warehouses.
Yeah, Food Line's like the third largest grocery store chain.
I'm not
I
going to
think
try
in the
and
U.S.
quote myself on that. Or you.
I believe it is. I might be wrong
So
about
with you
that.
guys being that big, what kind of programs? I mean, I heard that you had Food Line feeds.
Food Line
program?
feeds, I believe. Let me be sure I get the date correct.
Because I know that for us, when a veteran gets their home, that Food Line feeds comes and stocks
Yeah, that's
entries. So that way they are in a new home, new furniture.
Yeah, that's
stocked
their
kitchen.
program where they provide for the community and the families and the associates get involved with being sure that we make people don't have to choose between rent, gas, whatever, that you can be able to eat and provide nourishment for your families.
that's awesome. So you've particularly connected us with those local stores.
Mm-hmm.
So that we could. I know that every time we do a tiny home, if it's in an area that Food Line's in, you've connected us with the local stores so that what you're saying, like they stock the pantry.
Stock the pantry, yeah. That way, when the veteran moves in, I mean, they're moving ready.
Right.
You know, I mean, they don't have to worry about, going grocery shopping.
And I think it's more towards the corporate side with Food Line feeds. I know if we needed to help, we could through the BRG, but I know Food Line, like I say, is involved with y'all corporately, and I know they help get involved with doing that and be sure that when they move in a tiny home or wherever they might go, that they are nourished and the family has nourishment when they move in. They're just, all they got to do is move in. They got food there to feed them.
It's really awesome. One of my favorite, I talk about it a lot, is Bill Rocap up in on the top of
Barrett Mountain.
Barrett Mountain. I shouldn't. I'm like trying to hold the gun in my hand, like because Barrett handguns.
I really hate I never got to meet Bill. He passed away before I did get to meet him, but I know he was a special guy.
He really was.
And Catherine Sowers, one of our district supervisors and like 5 Food Line store managers, kind of adopted him before he passed away, and they all went and had a Christmas dinner with him and took him gifts, and it was really special. I went up there one day to take some food that I'd got from the office, and I was like, you know what, he needs this more than me, so I took it up there, and I was hoping he was home, going to meet him, but he was actually out and about. But I left it there on his doorstep and left him a gift card and left him a card, just because, he needs this. He's dedicated his life and gave up a lot with his family and friends and everybody to serve our country and to get us where we are today.
Absolutely. And he was continuing to serve his community. He's building these little white crosses to put in everybody's yard for years. And it's so awesome that Food Line decided to adopt him. I was hoping that you knew that story and you were going to.
Yeah, Catherine told me about it, and I was really hoping that I could get to go to that when they went up there with the managers, or they were going to try to do something else, and I can't remember what it was. But then when I was trying to set up an event to try to get him to come to the office and kind of tell his story, he had gotten sick. His cancer came back and he passed, but I just know he touched a lot of people here, and a lot of these store managers really thought a lot about him.
Well, you certainly enriched the last few years of his life, and I want to thank Food Line for doing that, because he was particularly special to me. But you're not just doing that with that veteran. Or we have Fifth Street Ministries. We got how many houses we got out there now, Leah?
5.
5. No, that's transitional housing for veterans.
Now, is this over here right on property at Fifth Street? I hadn't been back over there in a while. So
in Statesville, North Carolina, we our local homeless shelter.
I'm sorry, we have 6 there. I'm sorry.
No, wow, we got one more. We got a bonus one. We got 5 and a bonus.
Yeah, we did 2, and then
for 6. Yeah. All right, that's a double.
But it's
hat
a transition for veterans that are that need
Are they trying
housing.
to find permanent housing somewhere else?
Right. So they have to have an address or whatever for but they help with the transitioning, whether it's school, whether it's finding a job. And so then they have the home housing that they can stay in and establish themselves and get back on their feet.
Yep.
It's a great program.
Does Fifth Street set up like appointments for veterans there to try and help them find work?
No. So Fifth Street is actually a homeless shelter.
Well, I knew that,
but they do have a program, and I think maybe they do have some programs where they try to get you hooked up with jobs and things. And you know what? That makes a good idea for having another show. Steve, thanks for the suggestion. We're going to have the veterans coordinator come on. I'm going to throw that out there, hoping that they're listening and maybe
I'm
they'll
sure
come
they
talk
are.
about that.
Because, we always trying to look for ways to get involved, whether it's at the VA hospital or where can we go to be sure we try to attract more veterans and give them opportunity out in the workforce where they're not struggling and have an opportunity to have a home to live in, to be able to afford to live there and afford their groceries.
Right. And y'all have a great program with, you were talking about that earlier, how you're trying to employ veterans.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've done an event at the VA hospital before. It was open to all of Rowan County when I was there. But in my mind, everybody doesn't deserve an opportunity. With my group, I'm more focused on being sure our veterans have an opportunity when they come back or they retire. Because like I say, there's jobs in the military, like a lot of people don't think there's HR in the military.
Absolutely.
So when somebody retires, they can look for an HR job at a corporate office. We have a gentleman that's in our BRG. He works in human resources, and he, I think, did a little bit of that in the Army, but I also know now he does drive trucks for the Army still. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I would just tell you, if you're going to hire an HR guy from the military, I would go Air Force
Air Force.
Like
I was afraid you were going to say you.
no.
No.
Oh my gosh, can you
He is
imagine?
a walking HR
I was going to
violation.
say that's an HR
I'm just
nightmare.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I am an HR. I am a walking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do not hire a Marine to be in charge of HR.
Army Black,
Let me
Army
tell you
Black
something.
Knights. Army Black Knights. Just like Saturday, Army's going to take the football game.
Oh my! So that's in the past when this show is going to air. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that a little bit, take some bets and what have you, and see who was wrong.
That's right.
Hey, you've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. Sorry I was not as enthusiastic as Devin was the last time. I'm a little more softer. But we have been talking to Stephen Wright from Food Lion from the BRG program.
Look, she got it right.
Well, yeah, she also called you Steven, like
I
so
did
formal.
Steven.
Well, my name is actually Stephen.
I know, like
I usually just have people drop
We're
in. Don't
like
worry
the-
I
about
feel
it.
like I got to be like nicer to you when your name is Steven. Yeah.
My
We're
best
the
friend
yin and
growing
yang,
up,
Devin.
my best
The
friend growing
yin
up
and
was
yang?
from Cincinnati,
Yes.
and he
Which one
always
are
said
you?
Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen, yes.
Who calls you Steven?
One of my best friends growing up in high school always called me Stephen.
Yeah.
He was from Cincinnati. I just think it was maybe the way, I don't know. I was like, Stephen. Oh, that's me.
WKRP
So we were with
in
Steve,
Cincinnati. Yeah.
And Devin over here.
Oh, sorry.
Frank Sinatra.
I had a little ADD. I was trying to say, I can't sing that thing. It's not my register.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you. So let's talk more about what Food Lion's been doing, what you have been doing and coming up.
Well, let's see. Last month, I think it was last month, or it might have been the month before. Might have been in October. We had a veterans coffee with veterans event at the office, and Paul from your office here came, and another gentleman came. I forgot his name. I hate that.
That was AJ, I believe, right?
Yeah, AJ and Paul came, and we had another veteran. Well, actually, he's still active service. He's the one I spoke of earlier. His name's Blake. He works at the office. He's in the Army. He's still serving. They all came. We had coffee with veterans, and they just spoke about their time in the service and how they kind of transitioned from that back into civilian life. And it was very interesting. We had some good conversations, some good questions, just for our associates and anybody else to just get the feeling of these are regular people. They've served us and gave their time to help our country be what it is. And just to hear their stories, I think it provides a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for?
I think,
Idea of what they went through and where they're at. And, they're still regular people, but they've seen things that some people won't ever see.
absolutely. I wish I were articulate enough to come up with the word that it's not clarity. It's a little bit of context.
Yes, context, good word.
Yeah.
I know from experience that it is hard to transition from the military to civilian because we do things and speak completely different. So I like the fact that you have programs to help the veterans, like where it comes back with resumes or like how they can, because it is hard to articulate your experience, like you said, HR, to where it can be used in the corporate, or are you aware of how the branches work to be able to?
I'm not exactly sure how the branches work, but I know we're always looking for ways to get involved to help be sure they get the information they need to be able to come to us and put a resume in and be in contact with the right people so they have that opportunity.
Awesome.
And there was you had another event at your offices
Yes.
over there, and you're at the headquarters, right?
Yes, headquarters in
Corporate
Salisbury,
headquarters,
North Carolina.
Salisbury.
Yes. Last week, we set up an event to do, stuff 500 bags for homeless veterans, which involved
Holy
a little bit of
smokes.
everything from
Lot.
toothbrush,
It is.
toothpastes, sweatpants, sweatshirts, socks, hand warmers, just anything we thought a homeless veteran might need to maybe get them on their feet a little bit more, help them out just a little bit at this time of the year.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard time to be on the street. I mean it gets cold. Even here in North Carolina, it gets cold.
Yes. I was wondering about a way to get more involved up in Western North Carolina, but I know Food Lion did a big donation corporately, and I'm sure, the VA's got the federal government, but I was like going, if there was something that was needed, I hope somebody would contact y'all or y'all could contact us. Let's see what we could do. I mean, I know our budget's to the end of the year, but, they're going to need a lot of help up there going forward.
Absolutely. There's going to need to, we're talking about Western Carolina and all of the things that have happened with Hurricane Helene. And that's going to be an ongoing process. They call that they're calling it a 1,000-year flood because it was just
Exactly.
the perfect storm, if you will, came through and just devastated those communities. They're going to continue to need support for a long time. And so I appreciate you mentioning that. And I know that Food Line loves to support communities and does good things. They don't just help out the military. We've been talking about how they've been supporting us through the BRG program and how they've helped us with the Food Line Feeds program. But the Food Line Feeds program helps all kinds of people.
They help everyone in the community. Like I say, they look for organizations and develop connections with Purple Heart Homes, other organizations in the community to be sure, again, you don't have to choose between gas, grocery, or rent and whether you're going to be able to feed yourself, that you can make that happen. And they get involved in that way to be sure, groceries are affordable or donations like Food Line partnership with Operation Homefront in 2019 to help support American families and donated $700,000. $700,000 for financial assistance, which included meals and grocery assistance.
That's amazing. $700,000 in grocery assistance. That's not an insignificant number. I mean,
And I don't have the number here on the information, but I forget we're up in the high millions, maybe close to 1 billion meals since Food Line Feeds has been instigated.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I know it's been a great support for us, and I've personally seen the impact that Food Line's made with their feeding programs. And we've benefited here at Purple Heart Homes. Like I said, you've kept us well hydrated with pallets and pallets and pallets. Well, I don't know how many pallets y'all have delivered to us, but like every event, like I said before.
Well, I've enjoyed my time with the BRG and being able to connect with y'all. But even if my time comes to an end there, when that might be, I don't know. Hopefully, I'll stay on for a while with the BRG. But even if not, if I'm not a co-chair, I'm still going to be sure that you guys somehow are taken care of through my connections at the office while I'm still working there. Because I appreciate what y'all do for our community and our veterans nationwide, because if it wasn't for them, they'd be in worse. If it weren't for y'all, they'd be in worse shape.
Well, we certainly appreciate that. It's really a blessing to be part of this organization.
And I'm glad that you came on, because I don't think, like, even just through the radio shows that I've been part of, you don't realize the amount of organizations that are out there that are helping veterans and the veterans' families. So it's great that you came on to be able to explain what more that you offer across the board.
Yeah.
You don't realize.
And this weekend, it doesn't really have anything to do with food and nourishment, but I'm sure Wreaths Across America, the money they get somehow goes back to veterans. This weekend, Saturday, is Wreaths Across America, where they lay wreaths on all the veterans' grave sites. They do it nationally, but I will be there Saturday at noon in Salisbury, North Carolina, laying wreaths on the grave sites at the Veterans Cemetery.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really humbling experience too.
Yes.
If you've never done that, that's just, man.
One of their big things is like being sure the children of today know the sacrifices that were made to get us where we are. Read about it, be present in that kind of moment to help our generation now know later, what it takes.
That's well said. That I've been out at a Wreaths Across America event, and just being surrounded by all those people, it's very somber. I mean, it is a celebration of sorts, but it's humbling to be out there among all those
Yep.
tombstones of the people that fought for us.
Exactly.
And so, man, if that's another great organization you can support.
So I think our group, our BRG alone, I think we donated $2,000, maybe. Don't quote me on that. to buy wreaths.
You're on the radio and YouTube and such. We're literally quoting you. So you should probably. I mean, I would not say a number
On or around.
I know a lot of streaming networks and all these podcasts a lot of people make. A lot of the things they say are stretched really long just to get views.
You're shooting a little lower there, right? But we certainly appreciate what you personally are doing for veterans and what you've done, what Food Lion has done. Again, not just helping veterans, but helping their community. They're really a company that puts their money where their mouth is. I mean,
no pun intended.
Yeah. I was actually intending the pun.
You did great. That was really great.
You're usually the pun one, aren't you?
I am.
You think you're very punny, don't you?
I do think I'm very punny.
Well, I'm very proud of our organization and what we do
Absolutely.
throughout the community, and especially for the veterans. That's important to me,
Right.
because of all my family and my brother, and just the sacrifices that I've seen others have to make due to the circumstances in the world. So.
Yes, Steve, I can't thank you enough for showing up on this program. I know that this is a little outside the box of what you normally do.
Yes, it is. But I
did
appreciate
great.
the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
Hopefully I won't crash this and it all goes away.
So we've got a minute left. This show's going to broadcast after the Army-Navy game. Who do you got?
Army Black Knights.
Whoa! Leah?
I don't watch football.
You don't watch football?
No.
Wow,
sorry.
Leah isn't even going to pick Army or Navy. Yeah, it's Navy. It's going to be Navy. There's only 2 times a year that
that's where they go Army, beat Navy.
yes, go Army, be Navy. Oh
that's
man.
the game.
Wow.
What branch were you in?
Army.
That's your answer. That's your answer.
So here, Leah wasn't even sure. She was like, "Yeah, maybe Navy's going to win." Yeah, I don't know.
No. It's going to be a good game
Oh my
regardless.
goodness. She should have said Army just instinctively because she was in the Army.
No, she understood. She didn't want to go there because she knew that Navy was going to spank that behind. Yep.
All right.
What's the final score? What you calling?
Speaking of behind.
Let's
behind
go 14-7.
I'm going 21-17.
All right, you comment,
It's got
like,
it.
subscribe.
Got it.
You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.